Morning folks, how you doing? It's Descattys. Another episode from the tales from the shed. So stay tuned to this exciting episode because I've got a few things that I want to show you and talk about in this little video. So stay tuned for another episode of Tales from the Shed. Tales from the Shed with Descattys. Right, so first and foremost, let's get this one out of the way, because according to YouTube Studios, that people are not watching my videos all the way through. They're chopping and changing, and they're not sort of watching the view duration. Maybe it's because I'm not sort of holding your attention. I don't really know what's going on, or maybe YouTube's got its wires wrong. Got no idea. All right, but please, folks, if you are watching the videos, I mean, I'm getting some questions from people, and it's like the answers are in the videos. All you got to do is watch the video through. You know, I mean, it's even like the last one I did. I was bow drilling, I was fixing my bow, and doing other little bits and pieces. And I'm not exactly sure if people are watching them all the way through, and they're missing out on stuff. All right, so, but there it is. So the first thing I want to talk about, which is the major one, and yesterday I had my first delivery of the badges. All right, so the embroidery badges are in now. I've currently got 50 badges, a stack of 50, and as you're aware, I've also got the stickers as well. Okay, so what you need to do is go over and have a look at my the community section of my YouTube channel, and down there you'll find all the details. That's the only place at the moment that I'm putting them. Okay, I'm kind of leaving it up to the YouTube fans if they want to buy them first. There's PayPal details down there and everything else, and it's up to you whether or not you want to go and purchase them. I'll probably leave it for about a week or so, and then obviously I'll post it on Instagram, maybe Facebook, if I can be asked. Not really bothered with Facebook too much, but it'll be definitely on. It's definitely on the YouTube community right now, and it's also, and it will be in time. It will probably be up on Instagram. All right, so there it is. There's the badges. Okay, prices, my PayPal account, and everything will be in the description of the community section on my YouTube channel. Okay, all right. So that's the badges and the stickers taken care of. Well, as you well know, I always like, you know, we all like buying kit and bits and pieces and all the rest of it. And in this sort of what I've been doing for quite a while now, or I do it pretty much quite a lot since I've had the pouch anyway. I used to carry my my Nomad knife. I used to carry that on my belt everywhere I went since I had it. Before that, it was a Leatherman, but again, you've got to be careful here in the UK with regards to with the knife laws and such like, which probably to people in America and such like, you know, they're amazed at how, you know, how strict our laws are with things like that. But that's by the by. But what I have bought some time ago off of Neil Andrews. He's got a YouTube channel called Greencraft, and he's also got an Etsy store. I'll put a link in the description if you're interested. And basically what I bought a while ago now was one of his pouches. Okay, and it literally is just a sort of like a nylon pouch with a press stud lid, a press stud top flap. Okay, and basically what it houses in there is obviously a ferro rod, a small knife, and a torch. Now, rod's a ferro rod. The torch that it actually holds, the one that I've got here is the one that I've got in this one is the lead Lenser one, the P3. Okay, which is a nice little light, gives off quite a bit of, you know, light. It's a torch at the end of the day. All right, so I've actually got that one in there. I think if you contact Neil, I think he's saying a couple of the O-light ones fit into that slot as well, but again, that's up to you if you use O-light torches. I don't. So there's the torch in there as well. And then basically what I do is I've got a little bit of elastic around there and a toggle just to sort of keep it in place, as well as with the ferro rod as well, and that's got a toggle on the bottom there so it doesn't come out of the slot, because obviously as you start to use them they start to thin down a little bit. And then finally what I've got in there is this little Spanish I think it's an old officer's knife or something like that, it escapes me now, but I actually received that off a guy called Stuart Barber. Gave it to me last year at the Wilderness Gathering, and it's a lovely little knife. It's been sort of planed down so that I can carry it as a legal carry over here in the UK. The blade doesn't lock, but it's obviously handy just to have on my person if I'm, you know, I don't drink wine, but if I'm at a party and friends drink a bottle of wine and they haven't got a corkscrew, then I've got one for them. Or if you know, if someone wants a bit of wood cutting in their garden, if we're at a barbecue and people want to put some wood on the fire, I've got a saw to use. And then finally, we've obviously got the I've just opened that blade again. We've actually got just the normal straight edge blade, and then there's also an awl on here as well. So yeah, and it all fits nice and tidily into this little pouch. So as I say, I'll put a little link in the description if you're interested. It's quite cheap, you know what I mean. He's got them on his Etsy store. Yeah, he's got a YouTube channel as well, a lot bigger than mine, and he's got sort of like some quite good bits on there if you want to go over and have a look. Alright, so that's the little pouch that I've purchased that I wear on my belt. Okay, with my jeans when I'm out sort of bimbling around the shops and all that with my wife. I don't make it obvious, it's obviously hidden away under a pullover or something like that so you can't see it. I'm not one for, you know, I'm not sort of showing it off, but at the end of the day it's still quite handy to have this little tool. I did have to use the torch not long ago actually, when I was in a bowling alley with my son, and the previous people that were there lost one of their kids' items, and I was able to get my torch out and have a look in the dark crevices under the bench to see if their scarf, I think it was, that they'd lost, to see if it was under there, and they were quite impressed by that. So there it is. All right, little nylon pouch by Neil Andrews from Greencraft. Alright, so just bear with us folks, I'm just putting my little stove on to get a brew on. All this talking's making me thirsty. So how are you getting on folks? How are you coping with this sort of being confined to your house and such, like to your garden and to your sheds and all the rest of it? Last night, or yesterday evening, I managed to go out for a sort of a 6-mile run. Took the dog out as well, so I killed 2 birds with 1 stone. It was lovely, but it was so eerily quiet. It was awful. You know, there's hardly anyone about because of obviously the situation with this virus pandemic or whatever. But it was still nice to get out. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get out. I want to go out later with the dog. Probably going to go out for an early evening jaunt. Maybe have a spot of lunch or even a spot of tea out in the woods. Well, I'll say the woods, a little local place to me where it's sort of out of the way, there's no one about, and I can sit there and chill out, maybe do a bit of videoing, who knows. So yeah, tell you what, that mess has been so cold where it's been frozen overnight here, and I'm just using a normal bottle. I've got an insulated bottle, but that's in my day sack already packed, so I'm just having to check it. It's just going out again, that mess. Look at me being posh with the old infuser and Darjeeling. I'll tell you one thing, I'm trying to finish this Darjeeling because it's going to make a pucker charcloth tin. There's a method to my madness. Does anyone else have one of these? Does anyone else use these Kapilkas? And I think they're quite a good little. They're quite a good little cup. I use mine simply because over the years the kids or my wife have bought me nice ceramic cups with all nice, you know, with all nice stuff on them, and I end up bringing them out into the man cave or the shed, and I end up dropping them and smashing them. So when I was at the gathering last year, I bought myself one of these larger Kapilkas. But one thing I will say is I don't think personally they to keep the brew very hot. I think the brew goes off quite quickly, it gets cold quick, and I do like a hot cuppa rather than drinking it lukewarm or whatever. So they're not bad, but I do find them a little bit. You know, with the water chills down a little bit more. I've also got something else to show you. The mug that I made, you know, the mug that I was finishing off yesterday. Bearing in mind it was really seasoned. It was a real seasoned cup, and I checked it yesterday afternoon, and it's developed 2 splits, one either side of the handle. So I don't know if you can see that, if the camera picks it up, just above my fingers. Yeah, so I've got a crack there and a crack there. So and I've also developed a crack down the far end as well. So, you know, what I'll do with this one, I'll just throw it in the box and leave it. I'll just use it down as a past project, and then it'll give me during this time of lull, it'll give me an opportunity to make another one. Gutted really, because they do take a little while to make, I suppose, but it is what it is, isn't it? But use the Kapilka for now. Right, another little tip for you. I like taking, when I obviously bringing out tea with me now, sometimes when I go camping, obviously I like the 3-in-1 sachets and the coffee chocks and lattes and all that sort of stuff, because it just makes, you know, it's just a nice sort of tasty cup of coffee. But obviously for the last few times when I ran out, I was using a couple of Nalgene bottles, and what I was doing, I filled one up with honey and the other one I would fill up with milk. And what I noticed was, it wasn't too bad during the summer months, but as soon as you sort of hit the colder times, the honey was starting to solidify within the Nalgene bottles. So what I started to do was just bring out a smaller one with just a bit of sugar in it. I don't take a lot of sugar in my tea, I'm more of a honey person, and I've tried to sort of like not drink my tea and all the rest of it without sweetness in it, but I'm not that keen on it. I kind of enjoy it with just a little bit of sweetness there. Alright, but what I have done, so I've got the sugar, but then I went from using milk as well, because obviously it will keep for a day or so, but if you want to store it a bit longer, obviously it will tend to go off. So I was using skim milk powder, or dried skim milk powder as such. But of recent, John Martin Dale, who comes camping with us, he's the old geezer, you know, the really old one. Yeah. Anyway, John makes his own bannock bread and such like. And when we, as I say, you might, if you're obviously a regular viewer to the channel, you might have noticed in one of the videos that John makes his own bannock bread, and Kel's just boiled. And he makes his own bannock bread, but what he does, he's got a secret ingredient, and he made some when we were camping a little while ago, and oh my god, they tasted like scones. They were absolutely gorgeous. All that was missing was a bit of jam and cream, clotted cream. They were really nice, but his secret ingredient was using some of this Nido. Now it's just a full fat, full cream milk powder, and I've tried this in my coffee, and I've been trying it out just today, just this morning, so this is an exclusive. I've been trying it out in my tea, and I'll tell you what, it's flipping nice. I mean, if you're a coffee drinker anyway, it'll go. I mean, I'm probably blaspheming to some of you sort of hardcore, you know, coffee drinkers who just drink it sort of plain and black and all the rest of it. I can't do that. But as I say, you know, I've been using that milk powder, and it's blinding. It really is nice. It doesn't clot up like you get some of the milk powders that do, and coffee whiteners and all the rest of it. I mean, bearing in mind, obviously some of the coffee whiteners you can only have in coffee, whereas this Nido, you know, you literally just a small scoop as well. You don't need loads of it, poured into the liquid and then just mixed up, and you don't get all those clumps and clotted bits that you sometimes associate with some of these milk powders. So I would definitely recommend that. Definitely recommend it if you can get hold of it. I mean, obviously during the current situations now with the shopping, you know, with shelves and stuff like that in stores and the rest of it, but if you can get hold of this stuff, it's brilliant. A little bit costly, I suppose, for what it is, but it, you know, it's got a good shelf life on it, and it'll make a good tin as well afterwards if you use it as a storage container, because of the nice plastic lid on it. And it's also a nice solid tin itself if you want to use it to make some sort of hobo stove with it or something like that. So you know, a little bit of recycling there as well. I'll tell you what, it's superb. I really do like it. It's really nice stuff. So that'll be my go-to now. I'll be adding that to my to one of my Nalgene bottles for storing in my brew kit. very nice. Quite impressive actually, that milk powder. So what is in my brew kit then, you may ask? I mean, obviously you see me, I've got a couple of them as it goes. I've got a main one that I mainly put coffee 3-in-1 sachets in, and a spoon, little wooden spoon that I've carved. And then if I'm taking my tea stuff out, this is just a zipped pouch, utility pouch from Decathlon Solognac's the company that make them or produce them. And then in there I've got 2 spoons. Yeah, I've got just another one that I made sometime, not long ago really, and I just mucked around with just burning a little bit of a forest sort of line on there, tree line. I've got my my nice little canoe spoon in there, and then also what I've got is a little tube, and in there is not tea bag tea, just tea leaves. Alright, I've got another infuser. Alright, so this infuser is separate to the one that I use at home, so I don't mix them up. And then this one will now be holding milk powder, and finally this one just holds a bit of the sweet stuff, just a bit of pure cocaine in it, not really, a bit of sugar, granulated sugar, just to sweeten up my and then that sort of packs away nice. Zip it away, and then that's my composite brew kit. Alright, simples. Have you noticed I've put trousers on today because of all the comments I'm getting from people about my bloody shorts? So I've got a pair of camo trousers on to cover my legs up. I've seen on Instagram quite a few people now sort of setting up campsites in their garden because they're obviously not been able to get out, which is obviously good fun, I suppose, especially with your kids and stuff like that, in a nice safe environment. Get them out as well, just get them out into the garden, cook a bit of food outside. Even though you're not in the woods, it's still, at least you're outside. And at the moment the weather is brilliant, isn't it, here in the UK? Nice bright, you know, clear sunshine, clear blue skies. The only thing is obviously the temperature's dropping down to 0 or -1 during the night, -2 even, and we're getting that layer of frost and ice. But other than that, it's not too bad. It's very nice. You can't sort of complain about it really. So it's good that people are sort of keeping themselves sort of busy doing stuff, just like myself really, and keeping you guys entertained with my Tales from the Shed series. Just having a bit of a laugh and chucking in a few tips every now and again when I can think about something. Right, so that's it for that one, for this one. Alright, so this is another episode from Tales in the Shed. As I say, I'm going to try and get out later. One of the footpaths I can pick up is, there's nobody on it, and I can just go up, bimble up to a little woodland and have a little bit of fun up there on my own bit of woods time, I suppose. So the usual thing, folks, stay safe. Please don't forget to comment, check out the description for any links and that I might sort of mention within the videos. Stay safe, you know, with your families and that. Stay safe. Obviously, if you do start to come down with the symptoms of, you know, coronavirus, you know, sort of like dry coughing, a tight chest and so on and so forth, make sure you self-contain and do the right procedures that you've got to go through to keep both yourself and your family happy. And hopefully, from what the news and the government are telling us, that hopefully will suppress the ongoing onslaught of this pandemic, as it were. It sounds a real nasty word to use, doesn't it, a pandemic, but I suppose that's what it is right now, because it's obviously gripped the whole world. Alright, so take care, folks. Descattys signing out, and I'll see you on the flip side. All the best. Shall we have a quick song before we go? Tales from the Shed with Descattys. Take care, folks. All the best, and stay safe. Love ya.